Hi, guys, and welcome to the Horror Room. Well, I have a quick little haul video for you because I got a few new videos. Did some store credit trading, and yeah, got some free movies. So, hey, more junk to add to the collection that I haven't had time to watch. Yippee! Um, no, I do plan on watching most of these, and there are some in there that I've actually seen. So, yeah. First off, we have The Oracle. I'd never heard of this movie, and the thing that caught my eye was the top little tag that says, "From Roberta Finley, cult director of Snuff." If you've heard of that movie, you know how infamous it was back in the day. So, definitely I plan on dropping this movie. No, definitely caught my attention with that, and of course the cover art, which is kind of cool. It says the Oracle, a power that is ancient. Yeah, spooky, creepy, crazy visions of murder. Wow, that's neat. Um, so yeah, it's a very interesting looking movie. I could read you the back, but it's kind of long. Let me just skip ahead to this part where it says Jennifer is contacted by the ghost of a murdered man who is seeking revenge on his killers, his wife's lover, and a psychotic transvestite lesbian assassin. Wow, that's a lot to take in. Um, so yeah, this movie looks pretty interesting. I'm glad to add it to the collection, as well as this rental staple. You might have seen this in rental stores. The cover usually popped out, especially on VHS, because it literally pops out. And that is Breeders. Let me see if I can get the light to not hit it. There's like a creature on there. And the thing that also struck me as kind of odd is you look at the back. You know, it's not too fancy, but then you open it up and you can like tell that this is one of those early DVDs that came out. Um, Not only from the little side booklet, which looks very like poorly made. Sorry, but these weird like clip things. It's like I don't know. That's not standard. Like, take a look in here. You know what I'm talking about. You got these for the booklet. I don't know. It's not a big deal, but it's just kind of interesting, and I noticed that. So yeah, um, this is definitely one that you'd see on the shelves that kind of stuck out, like Camp Blood or Jack Frost or Uncle Sam. Those ones stuck out for various reasons, but this one, if you were looking at the VHS, like I said, it literally stuck out because they had like a raised image on the tape or something. And I think that's kind of cool that tapes used to be able to do cool stuff like that. Now, this one sticks out for a different reason, and I'm going to have to censor it. It's a full moon movie that was made during the pandemic. And they put out some pretty bad stuff, but this one really caught my attention. I said, I gotta own this. I gotta watch it. Piranha Women. Yeah, I have to censor it. Um, Now you can't see her because they're like little teeth, but you know YouTube's kind of sensitive about everything. So yeah, Piranha Women. It sounds ridiculous. It's probably gonna be horrible, but I'm a sucker for Full Moon. What can I say? It's like right up there with Trauma. Um, Next, I added a new extreme movie to my collection. This is one that I've heard great things about, and I'm very surprised I haven't watched it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, honestly, because it sounds pretty cool. And that is Audition. And you got some blurbs on the front of this uncut special edition. It says, a great sick rush with a kicker on the level of The Vanishing. I don't think I've heard of The Vanishing, so I don't know the comparison. Goes even further than the films of Italy's excruciatingly macabre Dario Argento. Wow, that's saying something. So they're saying this movie is surpassing that. Uh, I Maike, Miike, Maike, Maike is brilliant at transforming the mundane and familiar into something sinister and eerie, like a swan dive into a pool of spikes and razor wire. Wow. Um, so that's some pretty high praise for a movie, and I've heard good things about it. It's just not been one I've always thought about. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab this, check it out. Now, here's one I checked out, and I can tell you with all confidence, it sounds terrible, but you got to watch it. It's so entertaining. I liken it to when I heard about Satan's Little Helper. That's another really bad movie, but it's so bad that it ends up being pretty good. This movie is pretty much on par with that, and that is called Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg, the WCW wrestler. Um, this movie is ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's a blast from start to finish. There's a lot of odd characters in this, but of course, Bill Goldberg is the highlight. So yeah, check it out if you can find it. Next, we have a movie that I was pretty surprised I hadn't seen, let alone owned. And that's Tobe Hooper's Eaten Alive. So I grabbed this 2-disc special edition, and this is one that I've heard great things about. This is around the same era of the Texas Chainsaw, so it might have that kind of raw, gritty feeling of filmmaking. Because, Tobe Hooper went on to do Poltergeist and, what's the other one? Fuck. Well, needless to say, I'm getting off track, but it's Tobe Hooper. He's done a great amount of films. The other thing that I found kind of odd in this is it's got like the disc flap and stuff, and it's got like you have to move the disc to get to this catalog, which I decided, hey, let's check this out real quick. It's a 2006 Dark Sky Films catalog. So let's see what kind of other horror movies they were offering in 2006. We have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2-disc Ultimate Edition. I have that. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer 20th Anniversary. I have that on Blu-ray, so it might have some of the same bonus features. Magic with Anthony Hopkins. I don't have that movie yet. I do plan on getting it. The Manson Family. That's a fantastic one. Jim Van Bieber, or Beber, whatever. And then you have the Trilogy of Terror. I don't own that, and I love the Trilogy of Terror. You have And Now the Screaming Starts, Asylum, The Beast Must Die, College Girl Murders. That looks pretty wild. Eaten Alive, which we're looking at right now. Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster. Henry 2, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Is that any good? Trying to see who that actor is because it's not the same actor. The Invisible Man series. I'm trying to look for just horror movies that they're promoting. Violent Midnight, kinda. Werewolves on Wheels. Now that's a unique one. Without Warning, not the 80s one. A serial killer masquerades as a mild-mannered gardener in this lost noir gym from the 1950s. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of sci-fi, a mix of sci-fi and horror. Yeah. But hey, classic Tobe Hooper movie. I'm very excited to own it. I'm very excited to watch it. Maybe I should do a double feature with Texas Chainsaw and watch those back to back. Sorry, I'm trying to get this back in here. And it's pretty cool to come with a catalog because usually you'll get like a small advert, but not like a full catalog of what else they had available at the time. Now next, we covered this on my Stephen King's movies video a while back, and I was very surprised that I didn't own it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pick it up today. And that is Children of the Corn, because it's a fantastic movie. It's got Linda Hamilton. It's got Peter Horton. That name sounds familiar. But yeah, it's a great movie. If you've seen it, you know. Now, the sequels, not so much. They do have some iconic covers, but unfortunately, I had to stick with this cover because it's a 6-in-1 movie collection of Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, 3, Urban Harvest, 4, The Gathering, 5, Fields of Terror, 666, Isaac's Return, and Children of the Corn Revelation. Wow. And these range from 1992 to 2001. Yeah, and I've heard the sequels aren't that great, but I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I've seen the original, and I've never seen the sequels. I'm going to have me a Children of the Corn marathon this summer, so I'm looking forward to that. And then when I found the Children of the Corn box set, I found another great box set. A movie from Sam Raimi, and of course other people took over the sequels, but talk about the Darkman trilogy. I'm excited to watch this because it's kind of like a mix of a superhero movie and I've heard it compared to like Universal Monster style movie. So yeah, we got Darkman, we got Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, and Darkman 3, Die Darkman Die. I'm going to guess that this is going to be a similar situation to like RoboCop, where I'm going to love the first one, and then the second, third are going to be kind of like, eh. Although I do kind of like RoboCop 2, not going to lie. RoboCop 3 is just RoboCop 3. But yeah, I've never seen any of the Darkman movies. I actually have the first one on Laserdisc. So I'll probably check it out on Laserdisc and use this to watch the sequels, just so I can mix things up. Okay, now on to my last two movies, and these were sealed, brand freaking new. So I was very excited about that. One of them is an upgrade, and one of them is a brand new movie. First off, the upgrade, I got the newest release from Synapse Films, and that is Trick or Treat. Yeah, the 80s rock movie. Now, it's a little bare bones in terms of what comes with it, but it did come with a catalog for the 2025 products, and you got that picture of alligator on the front. I believe that's the film they're advertising. Now, the thing that probably would have made this set a lot cooler, and maybe it comes with like a deluxe version, I don't know, is the soundtrack, which I technically already have. Where is it? Is that right there? No? Where is... Oh, there it is. Yeah. I do have the Trick or Treat soundtrack by Fastway. Fantastic soundtrack if you've never heard it. But a lot of those songs can be heard right here in this movie, and I have the old VHS. Let me see, I can reach it right here. Oh, not that Trick or Treat. Get out of here, Sam. Yeah. I might keep both just because this one's kind of funny. Because they advertise that it's starring Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne. And yes, they're in the movie, but they have very minor side character roles. With Gene Simmons playing the DJ and Ozzy Osbourne playing a televangelist, which is pretty funny. And I really do like this movie, so I said, you know what? I might already own it, but who cares? I want to get this version. Now, they didn't have the Blu-ray of it, or I would have definitely bought the Blu-ray instead. But I was like, hey, it's got the classic cover art. Can't go wrong. Now, let's take a look at this film catalog. In case you haven't heard of Synapse Films, they do a lot of good releases for specific horror movies. Let's see what they're advertising. Massacre at Central High, The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, The Kindred, Tenebrae, Phenomena, Demons 1 and 2, fantastic films. I need to get those again. Crocodile, that's the one that's advertised, Crocodile. Tombs of the Blind Dead, I need those movies. I love the Tombs of the Blind Dead. Infinite Santa 8,000, what? Or 8,000 units, maybe. Oh, wow, there's a ton in here. I'm not going to be able to list all these off, but there's like a ton in here. There's a lot in here that I actually already have. Like I can see The Deadly Spawn. I can see Christmas Evil. Document of the Dead with the George Romero talking about behind the scenes for a lot of his stuff. Black Roses, I have that. Basket Case 2 and 3, I got those. Oh, dude. It's so fun to just look through these catalogs sometime and be like, oh, do I have this version? Street Trash, the Meltdown version. I have that one. Suspiria. And like I'm pretty sure a lot of these are out of print. Maybe they're still available. I'm not quite sure. Got Rock and Roll Nightmare, Popcorn, Stepfather 2. Wow, this is just really cool to look through here and be like, wow. And I'm pretty sure you can. Oh, there's a porno section too, apparently. A lot of porno. Oh, jeez. This thing is practically all porn. I can't show you any of this. Oh, my. But yeah, then they have the website. Wow, that's pretty cool that they got all that. Oh, and you got an order form. Ooh, you can fill out an order form in this day and age. That's pointless. Just go online and get them. So yeah, I'm glad to have this. If not for nothing else other than this, which is pretty silly, but hey, the perks of being a physical collector. And last but certainly not least, this movie blew me away. It was way better than I expected. And if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. And that is The Substance, of course. It's a little bit of a slow burn. It's, of course, a body horror type movie. I don't want to give too much away, but it's basically dealing with the themes of getting older and the Hollywood business and how it basically chews up and spits out, actresses and, the sexism and, like basically the old versus the young when it comes to terms of vanity and looks and stuff. And I thought it was really well done. And it definitely does get pretty horrific and kind of funny in a way near the end. But it's really cool. It's really well shot, and I would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. So yeah, that's about it. I got a nice, huge chunk of movies to add to my collection. I already got them scanned into my app. And I'm looking forward to buying some more. I still have some store credit. The store I was at, I picked through them, got what I wanted. I'm going to probably hold on to the rest of it because it doesn't expire. There's another location that I can visit. I might do that, but I might just hold off for a couple more months and see if any of the movies that I've been hunting for end up there, like Oddity. That's a great one. What's the stop motion? That's what it's called. Stop motion. Yeah. I saw that at Walmart. I should have snagged it when they had it, and I didn't. And that's a really good one too that I really want to get. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. Still got a video coming out this weekend. I just had to show you this awesome haul. And also in my posts, I'm trying to get you guys to vote. I want to do a video showcasing either like my Mighty Max stuff or my Kenner aliens or my NECA Ultimates, or I can do a video about some of the more expensive collectibles I own. So far, 2 of the options are neck and neck, so you might be able to change that if you go cast your vote, because I'm going to be filming that video pretty soon. I will say I'll give it another week because I have another video idea that I can do for this weekend. So go ahead and get your votes in before next Wednesday, and then I'll base that video off of the votes. So giving you guys a chance to give some input. If you don't want to leave comments, we can do something like that. But thanks for watching, guys, and hope you're having a good day.